Let's see if we have any questions. Awesome, let's see here. We have Lisa asks, is the Ultra code plug just for the Skybridge hotspot or for the 578/878 as well? That's a great question. So the Ultra code plug is actually designed for all of our anytone radios, the 878, 578, everything like that, even some of the older 878s. And it goes in the radio. It's made to work in conjunction with the Skybridge right out of the box. Now, if you want to use it with local repeaters like today, we're taking advantage of all those talk groups we have in it. You can certainly do that as well. Or if you just have one local repeater and you want to have the same functionality like with the Skybridge, just rotating through all your zones and talk groups, we actually have a video that will show you how to set up your radio, how to change the frequencies to work just like it would with the Skybridge, but using your local repeater. Super easy to do. This method is similar, but a little bit different. This is assuming you're going to use it with a large variety of repeaters where you wouldn't want to have all those channels. But awesome, fantastic question, and definitely. Let's see, Casey asks, will the new wireless mic work with the 878 UV2 Plus? Yeah, so there's been some rumors and we've seen a few prototypes for a wireless mic that will work with the 578. It's got a big old screen on it. It'll be really cool if it comes out. It's not official yet, but we're hoping to maybe late summer, sometime around then, but we'll find out. That would work with the 578 mobile. I've heard nothing about if it would work with the handheld. I suppose that could be interesting, although it's almost about the same kind of form factor. So we'll find out. That's a great question, though. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Let's see. Interesting. So you do a zone for a trip and just stay on that zone. Do you need a received group, or is that the same? Let me see here. So maybe I don't fully understand your question. So we are just creating a zone for those repeaters. You don't have to. You could put them in your current zone. The reason I want to do that is just to separate them so I know what they are. So I could create a zone for my local repeaters, or if I did have a trip plan, the way I like to do it is just create a zone for those repeaters, add them into that zone. That way when I'm on the trip, I can easily find them, all the ones that are going to be along my way. And you could even label those repeaters with the towns that you're going through. That way when you're on the road, it's very easy just to find the town you're in. Now there's another thing you can do. You can set up roaming zones. Your radio will actually take care of that for you. Awesome, let's see. Another question here, WB2DX. How hard is it to make a code plug? Not super difficult. We almost did half of it today, so pretty simple to make a code plug. It's just a list of all the information in your radio. If you want more of an in-depth stream or video that covers just creating your own code plug, we definitely have them. Go check it out. We can point you in the right direction with that information. But it can be challenging, but not really too bad once you have an understanding of how it all works. Let's see, Jeff and Lisa. Will the Skybridge use both time slot 1 and time slot 2 at the same time, or is only a single time slot? Yeah, so the Skybridge is, let's see, to my knowledge, will just use a single time slot. But one of our techs, or maybe someone out there in the community, actually has a better, more solid answer. I don't know that 100%. From my understanding, that's how it works. But if anyone wants to chime in there, we'd love to get Jeff taken care of and answered. Okay, here we go. JD asks, do we need a received group if we're traveling? Yeah, I guess I apologize. I'm confused at what you're asking here. So the receive and transmit frequencies are put into your repeater. So when you're talking to the repeater, you're going to have receive and transmit already. Maybe I don't fully understand your question, but when you're traveling, you're just going to have each repeater along your way. So if you're like, let's say I was going from here to St. Louis, I'll probably put this local repeater in. I'll put a few in between. I'll put the Columbia repeater in, and then I put the repeater over in St. Louis in. and both of them are going to be set up for transmit and receive, and so I'll just change through them or set up the radio for roaming along the way. Awesome, here we go. Let's see. Is there a way to use DMR to join my local analog net when I am traveling? That is a great question. So not necessarily, not natively, but it may be possible if someone has some sort of linking system set up to do that. But not right out of the box. Unfortunately, they don't have a way yet to just easily go from analog to digital. But if you have some kind of device that could do that, it would be possible, but it's not a native thing you can just easily do with a repeater system. Awesome, let's see here. Here's another question. Is there a better way to find talk groups near me? I haven't found any Buffalo. Assume you mean any in Buffalo. Awesome, yeah, so the talk groups near you, let's see. So I assume you're referring to the actual Brandmeister talk groups. There should be one for your state, a statewide talk group. There may not be a talk group for your specific local area. If you want even more local communication, have a look for some local, local analog repeaters. Part of the fun of DMR is getting to talk to everyone everywhere. But if you want to just talk to your local community, check out if there's any analog repeaters in your area, and you may use them. Now, if there's just one or two people you're wanting to talk to, you can always talk directly to them through DMR as well. So a few different options there. Hope that helps. Let's see. WB2DX asks, what is the range of the bridge, of the Skybridge? Yeah, so the Skybridge, obviously it's not intended for the long range. It's meant to be a personal device that goes along with you, so you have it with you when you have your radio. But it actually does have pretty good range, all things considered. Typically we've gotten a few blocks away. I've still been able to hit it. Any large household, it should cover a large household without a problem. But it's not something you're going to leave at home and go on your trip with and have it work. You definitely want to bring it with you. But if you're just around your house or your property, it'll work great for that. Awesome, here we go. Here's a question. Raymond, so I can only talk for 20 seconds. Yeah, okay, good. This is a very good question. He's referring to the call hold time. So the call hold time is just simply how long it's going to hold on to that afterwards. So you can talk for more than 20 seconds. That's not a problem. That's how long it's going to hold on to that talk group with no activity, if that makes sense. So once the activity stopped, it's going to hold on to it for that long before it switches back over to your standard talk group. And you can increase that to whatever number you want there. Awesome, let's see. Frank, how to display what talk group was selected prior? Okay, so if you had a talk group selected and you changed it and you want to show the other, I don't believe there's a way you can show the one that you had selected prior. If you're talking on a talk group, the radio will typically display down here the last caller. So if someone else was talking, it'll show you who was last talking. But as for a talk group you had selected prior, to my knowledge, there's no way to display that information. See, Jesse, do you know if there are any plans to expand the number of channels you can put on a scan list? If not, could this be something you ask about? That's a great question. So yeah, channels, scan lists, I believe are limited to about 50, I think 50 channels, 50 or 52, something like that. So it's not huge. So yeah, that would be definitely something worthwhile inquiring about. We could definitely inquire about that. I don't know if it would really benefit you that much because of the, this is, it's really not a scanner. It scans, it's great for smaller amounts of scanning, but if you have a real big scan list, it's not fast enough to go through that and really be effective. So definitely, if they improve their scan speed, that would be totally worthwhile. But as for a large scan list, it depends what you're scanning. If you're scanning for activity that's going to be longer activity, it would be awesome for that. But if you're scanning for short bursts of activity, you'd likely have some trouble there. So definitely worthwhile looking into. I'd be all for that. So we'll make it happen. Let's see. Tyler asks, does roaming only apply to digital channels, or does roaming work with analog as well? KO4YCO. Roaming will work with either digital or analog. That's not a problem. And actually, just uses your reception. I believe they may have integrated some GPS functionality into that as of recent as well. So it'll work with either one of them. Here we go, question from Lee. Lee asks, is there a discount on the Ultra Code plug if you have the Super Code plug? So not natively, but I know some of our guys have actually been helping people out with that. So if you want to upgrade, give us a call, 816-532-8451, and some of the guys might be able to help you out, give you a special on that. So definitely give that a shot. That is what I would do. We'll help you get upgraded. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Cody, can you explain the difference between a DMR radio versus a Balfing radio? Yeah, it's a great question. A lot of people get into the hobby. They buy themselves a cheap, Balfing radio. They can be okay to get started with. Now, a lot of the difference is going to be in the quality and the longevity and all the additional features. So most of them are analog. There might be a DMR variety out there. So with this radio, you're going to get all that DMR functionality. It's a much heavier duty, more sturdy radio. They're a lot more reliable long term. And you're going to get all of the DMR functionality as well. So you have APRS, you have all these cool features. And the cool part with when you get them from Bridgecom is you also get all of the service and support. So you get Bridgecom University, you get access to our tech team to help you with it, and you get resources for just about anything you want to do with the radio, it'll do for you. So it's just a next tier up. It's like buying a low-end car versus a much higher-end car. You're going to get a lot more support, a lot more features, and overall a lot more enjoyment, bang for your buck out your radio. Awesome. Let's see here. Here's a question. With all DMR repeaters, or will all DMR repeaters work with roaming or only specific repeaters? New to roaming. Yeah, so the kind of roaming that this radio has, it basically, if you have them programmed in your radio, it can find the nearest one to you based on reception and connect you to it. So it doesn't matter. They're going to work with all repeaters. There may be some radios out there that only work with specific kinds. So that is a good question, but for this radio, not going to make a difference. Okay, let's see here. How do you switch Wi-Fi, home Wi-Fi or cell phone Wi-Fi on the Hotspot? Yeah, good question. So the Skybridge is super easy to change the Wi-Fi network. So if we had a look here, you can just go to the IP address right on the Skybridge. We could even do that here. So we'll go to that 192, already pops up. So just type in the IP address on your Skybridge once it's plugged in. Any web browser, as long as you're on the same network, will get to it. Once you're here, click on Configuration. Username is going to be pi-star, that's pi-star. Password is Raspberry, R-A-S-P-B-E-R-R-Y. Sign in. Once you're here, scroll down to the Wi-Fi configuration settings down here. Click on Configure Wi-Fi. Then at this point, you can simply add a network and just add your network. So this is the name or the password will go here. If you click Scan for networks, let's see. Sometimes it can be a little bit slow there scanning for networks, but if you click that, especially with a faster computer, it'll pop that up and you'll be able to see, there we go. You'll be able to see all the networks in your area, the signal strength, everything like that, so you can connect to the appropriate network. And then just type in the password. So you can add as many as you want there, and once you're done, just hit Save and Connect. You may have to reboot your Skybridge, and you'll be up and running. Awesome, here we go. And we're going to do the giveaway here real soon, folks, so make sure they're probably drawing that right now. So if you're not entered, make sure you're entered, but we're going to draw that winner here soon. Again, that's one person's going to win a 1-year subscription to Bridgecom Plus, and then we're having an exclusive giveaway for Bridgecom Plus members who will win one Anytone 878 UV2 Plus, one lucky winner. So let's find out who won here in a minute. Do a one or two more questions. Let's see. Can repeaters be entered on the fly without the CPS? Yes, absolutely they can. Super simple. We have videos that cover it in the past. We'll definitely cover it again in the future, but it's real easy. You can do it all from the front panel. Basically, to get you on the right track, just go to Menu, down to Settings, and then to Channel Set. Then from here, you'll set everything inside of that, and you'll be ready to rock and roll after that. But you can. All the functionalities in the radio too. Awesome. Let's see. We'll do one more question here. Okay. KO4JUI asks, on the TX allow in the channel, do you recommend setting it for different color code or always allow? I have seen it both ways. Let me see. I'm not 100% sure what we're talking about here. I think I recall it though. Let's see. Let's see, in TX. Okay, that is a good question. That may depend on what you're talking to. I have not messed around with that a lot personally, so that may be worthwhile looking into. So definitely, if you folks know more about that in the comments, let's chime in, help Bob out, help him out here. Definitely, if you want some more information on that, give us a call. One of our more technical guys could definitely help you with that. But that is a fantastic question. I've typically just left that alone, but it may be useful to you. So, great question. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you learned something from today's video. If you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell next to it to make sure you don't miss out on any more great content. That's all I have for you today. I'm Cody, W3AMG 73.